In conjunction with Richard C. Hoagland of the Enterprise mission, we put together a comprehensive paper called InterPlanetary Day After Tomorrow, demonstrating that the climate changes we see on the Earth are in fact happening on every planet in the solar system except Mercury, as well as the Sun itself. Here's a brief summary of some initial data points from our exhaustive study with over 100 mainstream NASA scientific references. Sun, higher activity since 1940 than at any time in previous 11,000 years. Mercury, unexpected polar ice discovered, along with a surprisingly strong intrinsic magnetic field for a supposedly dead planet. Venus, 2,500% increase in auroral brightness and substantive global atmospheric changes in less than 30 years. Earth, substantial and obvious worldwide weather and geophysical changes. Mars, global warming, huge storms, disappearance of polar ice caps. Jupiter, massive internal warming, over 200% increase in brightness of surrounding plasma clouds. Saturn, major decrease in rotational speed in only 20 years, accompanied by a surprising surge of X-rays from equator. Uranus, really big changes in brightness, increased global cloud activity. Neptune, 40% increase in atmospheric brightness. Pluto, 300% increase in atmospheric pressure, even as Pluto drifts away from the Sun. The Nineveh constant. As we have written before, Maurice Chatelain discovered a 6.2 million year cycle written into the Sumerian clay tablets. Every planet and satellite in our solar system experiences an even number of revolutions during this time, down to the second. That also means that at some point over every 6.2 million years, all the planets would end up in a straight line. This is not happening right now, of course, but at some point in the cycle it would. Now we've got a picture of a book. The undeniable proof is here. The NASA scientist who helped launch man on the moon offers startling evidence that our ancestors came from outer space. By Maurice Chatelain. Obviously, 6.2 million years is a harmonic of Rhodes cycle. Simply shift the decimal point and you've arrived at 62 million years. Bruce Cathy's incredible work with harmonics proves that you can add or remove zeros to a number without losing its intrinsic vibrational qualities. By vibration, we simply mean the number of divisors, how many different ways you can cut up a number into smaller pieces. The more divisors, the more vibration, and the more harmonic the number will be. What does it all mean? Evidence suggests that our solar system is at the end of a very important cycle. We can track this cycle not only in the fossil record, but in the actual orbits of planets in the solar system. This cycle was apparently important enough that the ancient Sumerians, or those in contact with them, were well aware of it. Energy is streaming into the planets, causing them to become brighter, hotter, and more magnetic. We are on one of those planets. That same energy is streaming into us. If the energy were dead and lifeless, this might not mean much. However, there's strong evidence that the energy is very much alive and that it has a definite intelligence. Therefore, it appears that every person on Earth is experiencing an energetic DNA charge-up right now, and it's triggering an evolution in humanity as we know it. This could be responsible for an ever-increasing amount of paranormal reports in our society, synchronicity, ESP and psychic ability, ghost sightings, and even the steady rise in IQ scores. It may also be responsible for the incredible rise in political, economic, religious, and social tensions in the world at this time. All the hidden material is being exposed in the light of truth. Any fair and balanced discussion of the 2012 Enigma would be incomplete by only exploring Earth changes and the idea that we may be heading into an Armageddon or apocalypse. With the new DNA information now coming through, there may be much more going on than most people would ever dare to imagine. And that means there is hope. Okay, so that's it for DivineCosmos.com's Your DNA is Changing Part 1 page. Thank you, White Knights.